Hello YouTube, this is the Galway Gamer here, and this is Dark Souls 2 Scholar the First Sin Edition playthrough. This is part 11, and we're going to Drangleic Castle. That's the halfway point of the game, and it's one of the biggest areas in the game too. I mean, it has probably the most bosses in it. I think it has 5. Well, it has 5, I think, but it has a lot of dual bosses. It has the dual Dragon Riders, the dual Pursuers, and the dual Throne Watchers. Throne Watcher and Defender, the Throne duo. So it's actually got 3 duo bosses in there, and then 2 other bosses. And one of the other 2 other bosses is a guy in armor. So a lot of guys in armor in the castle. There might be more actually, I'm not sure. But anyways, we're starting off here in Shaded Woods. As you can see, we're pretty well geared up. We got our big longsword, or great sword, sorry, and we've got our mace. Now those are pretty much our 2 weapons, and then we've got this bow, which is a very bad unupgraded bow, but it's what we have until we get anything else, obviously. Whoa! Now I want to pick this up and then dodge these, and then be careful. These falconers are tough enemies in my opinion. They're not the strongest, of course, but they're still annoying. I'm gonna one-hand this weapon. I like the one-handed basic attack. It's a nice swing. It gets everything over and done with. I like the two-handed set as well, but maybe not the R1. The R1, which is this normal attack. For the two-handed is this, which is very bad tracking on enemies, but is great for hitting things like twinkling titanite bugs. I have no idea what they're called. Now that's a shade down there, so he's actually an enemy. And he's guarding something we probably don't need, but we're going to get this guy out first. Because you don't want to get 2 men on us. So we're going to go and get Dragon Slayer's Crescent Axe. I'll have a look at that soon. Because that could be a strength weapon. But we've got to be careful. Because these guys can't be targeted. So Dragon Slayer's Crescent Axe. Let's have a look at this guy. Oh, Mastodon Greatsword. Wow, that's a very good strength weapon. I might have a look at that. That looks pretty cool too. Where is the Dragon Slayer Crescent Axe? Is here. It's 7 units. Not very good overall. A slash weapon. No, not a fan. It's not very good in any department. Now this wouldn't have opened without having either 1 million souls or having all 4 of the old great ones dead. Because once you have all 4 of those dead, we'll probably have 1 million souls anyways, but it'll open even if we don't. So either or is fine. Now we're going to go to Drangleic Castle, we'll get to the first bonfire, and then we're going to go home. And the reason we're going to go home is because we really want to level up a couple of times and get our kind of gear, because this is the halfway point. As far as I'm concerned, this is the point where you stop creating your character and getting them to be the way you want them to be, but rather you start like finishing off your character. I like the shield a lot actually. It's light and it helps stamina recovery. I think the idea of the shield is to help stamina recovery when it's on your back too, which is pretty cool. I don't know if it works like that, but I haven't wikied it yet. I mean, it seems to make a very small difference if any, but I mean, if it's even just like 5%, that's like what the Chloranthy ring does, so that's pretty good. Now these guys should come down with their swords, hopefully. So there we go, 2 guys dead, and there's 1 more up here, and then we've a twinkling bug, and then we've like a little event that happens. Just heal up quickly. Now there's two mastodons up here, but I usually run past them because they will kill you pretty quickly. There we go. Titanite chunk by 3, really good. You only need 6 Titanite chunks per item that you want to upgrade fully, so that's pretty handy. So I don't like this lady here. She's the level up lady, and I really want to kill her, but you can never kill her because then you'll not be able to level up. And I think you have to pay souls then to summon her to level up, to pay souls to level up. Now, I actually am going to do this. So we're going to get this guy. I'm going to fire arrows at him. And eventually he'll get poisoned. So he's poisoned now. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually shoot the other arrow behind him. So you got a couple of them poisoned. This makes them significantly easier to deal with, in my opinion. We got an items piece of their armor. Yep, there we go, they're gone. I mean, poison is a pretty cheesy tactic because you don't really get to you don't fight the enemy, you just poison them and walk away from a distance. But a lot of those enemies are just cheesy on you. Because those are literally guys. 2 big guys swinging axes. There's no way you're going to get a second in there to kill them. Without like hit and run tactics, of course. Now we're going to finish off these guys because the other ones respawn, but these ones don't. So what we do is, okay, this guy is awkward too. Because if you can bring him over here, you can probably deal with him much easier. Or the old swordsman helm, so that's an okay drop. But the thing about Dark Souls, the armor especially, is there's so much options, but you never wear them because a lot of them are ugly and the stats mean nothing on them anyways. The armor is kind of useless after your first playthrough. There we go. Now this is the NPC of the area. He talks a lot, and he doesn't really sell anything all that great, but he gives you cool items later on after you kill one of the enemies. I don't get why he's a ghost, though. Like, are ghosts even established in the lore? So that's kind of a dex greatsword, not very good for us, and that's more of, no, Lucerne, it's a halberd, it's okay. Bracing knuckle ring is okay. All this stuff is pretty okay, but we don't need any of it right now. But we just wanted to talk to him anyways, to, you know, so that we don't have to go through that later in case you do need to talk to him later. The thing about Dark Souls is you could probably, like, if you like the look of an item, you could probably build around it and it wouldn't make no difference. Sure, I mean, you could argue that the maze is like, no matter what, is going to be better than some random sword, but even then it really isn't, because if you like the moveset of that sword, you'll end up doing more damage with it. So here's the last sublime bonus we get in the game. Yep. And this guy will come to life as soon as we climb down the stairs, but since climbing down the stairs, we don't care because we're already past him. And now we open the gates to the bonfire. Now there's one gate here, and then there's another gate here. And that guy's probably following me, so he's probably going to try and attack me and kill me. But I don't mind, I'll kill him first. Then we light this bonfire, just to be safe in case he does kill us. And then I'm going to show you this. This is the entrance to, this is the door. We can't open it yet until we fight the king or kill his bodyguard. And that's the entrance to the last boss of the game. Can't go there yet though, till the end of the game, of course. But now we're going to rest up here. So we're fully rested. Now we're going to have a look at our souls. Because even though we're trying to get the full castle done, I think we should have enough time to do some other things. So we're going to consume all of these souls. We're going to burn our last Estus thing. And we'll have a look at the other souls that we have. Like, we got some interesting boss fight souls. We got the Rottens, which I'll hold on to because that gives the strength weapon. Belfry Gargoyle, Executioners, Covetous Demon, Smelter Demon, and Soul of the Rotten. So we're going to keep all of those, and then we're going to go back to here. Because if nothing else, we need to burn the Sublime Bone Dust, but hopefully we can get maybe 1 or 2 levels into Intelligence. The levels in Intelligence are actually pretty handy because we could get the bow that we really like, the really good bow. So we're going to level up first. We're going to put 1 or 2 points into Intelligence. We can put 2. That gives us magic bonus, an extra 1, and fire bonus, an extra 2. Also gives us some extra defenses against fire and magic. Now we can go and talk to Straveloffice, who's the boss merchant. Now we haven't traded for 1 boss weapon so far this playthrough, and no matter what, we're getting one now. So that's pretty cool. We actually get our first boss weapon in this episode. Over halfway through, and we're only now getting our first boss weapon. We could have gotten it at episode 4, I think, or maybe 3. Supply item, or no, trade item. So we can get the Smelter Sword, which is very strong. We actually can wield it. It's pretty good. Or we can get any of these things. Now this is really good too for strength builds. But I'm going to go for this item. Now we can get the other items as well. But I don't really think we should, because we already got our Ultra Greatsword and we upgraded it, so there's not much point. And now we're going to go back to Steady Hand Macduff. Or no, we'll go to Steady Hand Macduff because he's probably closer to the bonfire than the other one. Did we even burn our Sublime Bone Dust? Because we might not have. I don't think we did. The one thing I had to do, I didn't do. So, yeah, I didn't do it. So we're gonna reinforce weapon armor, and we're gonna do it to this bow here. We're gonna reinforce it 3 times, I think. Yeah, we can only do it 3 times. But look at that. It got much better. And this bow weighs slightly more than the other one. Like this is only 0.5 and this is 3. But we're still under the load, so we can still fast roll. So what we're going to do now is go to Majula and burn not our Bonfire Ascetic, or Sublime Bone Dust. And then we're going to go back to the castle and progress through the castle. So we've gotten to the castle, we've gotten to the first of, I think it's 4 bonfires, but it could be 5. I think it's 5 actually. But one of them we're never going to go to because of its because it's through a door we don't want to go near. Fully upgraded Estus Flask, yay! Traveling to Drangleic Castle. So now that I think about it, we're probably not going to go and do the DLCs yet. If we're going to do another playthrough, maybe, but that playthrough won't like do the full game. It will just be the DLCs with the same character, but probably maybe with a soul vessel to change the stats around. There we go. And now we're going to go and rest. So that kind of seems like, what did I just do there? but I opened the door, and because I've opened that door I can just run through and skip those crazy ads. Now there's a bonfire in the next room. I know you might go, why is there a bonfire in the next room? Behind a door over there, just like ahead of me, but it's never ever worth going in there because it's for that guy, and we're never going to do his quest. So like we'd be unlocking a bonfire for a covenant just for the sake of it. There's no boss there. The only boss you won't be killing in the game is the Dark Lurker, which is actually part of the covenant, but you have to do three areas to do it, and as a melee character the boss just isn't worth it. You get a spell as a reward, and it's not that difficult. The boss is quite good, but it's not difficult. Now we're going upstairs. We got the items in there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get naked. Why, you may ask? Well, it's because... Oh wait, we need to take our helmet off. It's because we need to go in there, and that destroys armor. But it doesn't destroy weapons, so... Oh, we got hit by the arrow. Well, that kind of sucks. But luckily enough, we didn't wear any gear, so I'm okay with that. We went to the effort to take off the gear, so God, look how ugly we look. Look at our skin. Unfortunately, our hair doesn't fall out. I kind of want our hair to fall out because it looks kind of silly when we have like pure grey, shiny hair. But then our skin is all green and ugly. Not that you usually care because you're hidden behind the armor anyways. Crucifern. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for there. You don't really get much out of it, but I did it anyways, just to show you. Oh God, I forgot that I existed. And as you see, the damage you take isn't much different, even if you're completely wearing nothing. Where's the helmet? Oh, we're using the hide helmet, so it's there. There we go. Looking great again. Looking beautiful. Now, you can get invaded by a forlorn spirit in this area. We may not. It's random chance, of course. But it's not a good thing to get invaded by a forlorn here because it's such a tight spot. Thankfully, we didn't so far. We've dealt with all those things. By the way, this painting curses you, so you better run away if you get close. Now, if you run out here, we can turn around and go back in here, and you'll be safe from the guy that's just around the corner. The Nameless Usurper. Now, I'm gonna play this extra safe and go swinging to win. And now we're going to roll away, wait till our stamina gets up, and just swing to win. Now we're back to our maze, and we get the human effigy first. There we go. Now we want to kill that guy off. We also want to kill this guy off, because there's a guy behind me, and obviously we don't want to be fighting more than one guy at once. Now, usually those guys don't respawn again with the crossbows, but they're not too tough to deal with anyways, because the guys with the crossbows don't swing and shine swords at you. And this guy you can usually knock off the cliff. But I killed him in 2 shots, so it doesn't really matter. Now there's a bonfire in there, but first I'm going to heal up. And I'm going to jump down and deal with the guy who was shooting us with the crossbow. Now in this chest here is one of the best items in the game. Not for strength characters, but for dex characters. The Hunter's Blackbow. Now, quick look at this weapon. It's got unupgraded. An S scaling in dex. Unupgraded, so it's already amazing. And just look at its damage. 77. It's way more damage. It's better in like every way than the Bellkeeper bow. Better scaling. Better damage. Better range. Kind of weighs a little more, but still 2 units is really light. It's a great weapon. It's the best weapon. It's the best bow in the game by far, but only if you're obviously that kind of character, that dex character. There's no really good strength bows, because all the strength bows are the great bows, and great bows suck. They take too long to use, and they're a joke. I mean, there's some other good range weapons, of course, like the Avalons and the Sanctum crossbows. I like the Sanctum crossbows, but I'm kind of iffy on the whole range thing anyways. I think ranged is kind of weak, outside of magic, of course. It's kind of like just there for melee characters to, you know, if you're a dex character, you can just switch your range to deal with things. So this is the Queen. Now she's going to tell us to do stuff, and we're going to ignore her, because we don't like that person. Anyone who's that shiny in a place that's this dull is not nice. Now that's Pilgrim Valkyrie. That's another NPC phantom, because as you know, I don't use the other player phantoms. I think they make the game a bit too easy, and also since this is a guide or a walkthrough as well as a playthrough, it also shouldn't be used, because of course you won't have the same access if you're playing it offline, or if you're playing in an area where perhaps not a lot of people will be playing at a certain time. Now this is 2 of those Dragon Rider bosses we fought really early on. Now I need to be super careful, because there's 2 of them. But I kind of want to fight this one. But I can't. Okay, now we can fight this one. Look how much damage the mace does to this one. It'll do less to this guy, but it'll still do a lot of damage. I could probably literally stand here and trade blows with them and win, just because my damage is so much better. But I don't obviously want to risk that, because, well... oh shit. Well, we got him anyways. But I really overestimated the reach of the mace there. Oh, thank God. So we got another Dragon Rider soul, which is okay, because that allows us to get, say, another Dragon Rider weapon, but we literally just got a Dragon Rider weapon, and we barely wanted it. The Dragon Rider bow is still strong though, so whatever. Now, for the next area, we've got the never ever ever ending elevator behind us. Well, you can't get that yet. We need to activate it, but what we do have is a never ending ladder. Like, this ladder is so long. There we go. This is a really tall tower, I guess. And this is where we activate the elevator. That guy up there, we need to kill someone close to him now. There's a guy here. We're just gonna punch his face. And we need to run here. We need to run and summon this phantom because there's 2 mannequins now. We don't have a problem with mannequins, but if one of them stun locks you, you're dead because they do... per combo, they do half your health. And if there's 2 of them, that's your full health bar in one combo. And you're stunned for that shit. Look how much damage that is. It's ridiculous. And it's so hard to avoid as well because they just follow you around. Now I hope I can just go behind here and keep running around. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this guy over here, wait for him to finish comboing me and go like, yeah, what else do you have? And hopefully that should work. Yeah, it worked. Mannequin claws, that's interesting. Cool weapon. But probably not ours. Now, these are some interesting items in here. You get the Old Knight Great Hammer, which isn't particularly strong, of course, but it's a weapon, isn't it? And then in here, you get Keitha's Charm. Now, Keitha, this is like a hex, like one of the best hexing chimes in the game, but we're not a hexer again. A lot of this loot is useless because of the fact we're not that type of character. Now, in here is the Executioner's Chariot boss we killed earlier, but not the hard part of it, just the boss part itself. Which you might say, well, the boss isn't the hard part, what is? Well, this certainly isn't that difficult. $12,000 damage. 1,200, sorry. Now, there's no way that should have happened because I was nowhere near that. I'm just gonna hide behind here and take a couple of Estus. They'll probably kick me, but I got out of there in time. Whew, that was interesting. We're gonna run up here and fight these guys now. Thankfully I have the mace. Now he's gonna only help me kill this one guy because after this he's gonna like leave. There he goes. But we should be okay because we can kill this guy pretty quickly. Now this guy's gonna be coming. Let me kill him too. And then you've this. Now this is obviously a mimic. You can see the teeth from a mile away. We actually did see it from a mile away. And we got cool items. We got the washing pole and petrified dragon bow. Now the washing pole we already have, and that's a really long katana kind of weapon. And the petrified dragon bone is obviously used to upgrade our bow. Well, not obviously, but it is used to upgrade our bow. And we are at +3 with our bow, so that means nearly all of our main weapons are fully upgraded. The bow is the last one, and we just need some petrified dragon bones for that. Now in the next room there's an Estus flask shard, and I think we have 10 charges, so we've one in there, and then there's one in the Shrine of Amana, so we are done upgrading our Estus flask pretty damn soon, which is really good because, well, obviously we wanted it fully upgraded. Now, do you remember the 5 gargoyles we fought earlier on? That's one gargoyle, and there's also an alone knight up there. They're optional though. I don't know why you would kill them, but because it's the playthrough, I'm going to kill them anyways, just because why not? You can kill this guy before the gargoyle kind of spawns completely. The one gargoyle shouldn't be much trouble, except I believe this guy is much stronger and faster than the standard ones in the... Yep. I hate this game. I'm just gonna walk down here, take an Estus flask. So there we do. We got some decent damage on him. we're just gonna ignore him and still hit him. Doesn't give great Lance of Souls, doesn't really do anything. The reason we killed him is just cause there's really no reason to kill him. He doesn't guard anything. If anything, the Estus Flask, since you need to go in here to open the door, should have been up there. But no, it's down here where you need to go anyways. Now they're poisoned, so 3 shots is pretty good. The damage from this isn't great, but if you remember, we were only doing 105 damage with the last bow. So it's still a considerable upgrade, not considering its low damage. Desert Sorcerer's top, so we've got 2 pieces of Desert Sorcerer set, which we don't really want anyways, but we got them. They wouldn't be such a bad set if the character models didn't look like Play-Doh, but they do, so. Not that I'm particularly interested in the set anyways. I much prefer big cool armor rather than the witch kind of looking sets. Now that's a summoning sign for help, and I'm thinking possibly of summoning another player for the Looking Glass Knight. The reason I would do that is because if you're online like I am, the Looking Glass Knight can sometimes spawn enemy players to fight you. So like, if someone else in this area puts their PvP sign down in this area, they can get summoned into the Looking Glass Knight instead of a random NPC phantom to kill us. And if that happens, it would be great if I could have another player character to even out the odds. But if not, it would make the fight easy. And if I don't summon another player and another player gets put against me, I'm gonna get killed. Like me versus a boss and another player is too much against me. But if it's another player and there's no NPC summons, if there's no other player summoned, then it will be too easy. So I wish, you know. I don't really want to bother turning it offline though, just for the sake of the one fight. Now we can't actually open that door. That's actually a lock, that guy's face. But we get a soul vessel, and we get some interesting pyromancy, I believe, or some interesting spell in here. Soul vessel, fire seed. So it's actually the thing to upgrade your pyromancy. It's not rather than a pyromancy spell, but this could be a pyromancy spell in here. I'm not sure. Strong magic shield. So it's a spell, but not a pyromancy spell. It's close enough, I guess. And this is the never-ending elevator. Are you ready? Look how long it is. I think I'll just do the fight with the NPC Phantom Summon, and hope I don't get invaded. If I do, I'll just keep trying. Like, the chance I won't get invaded too many times in a row. Now, we need to be careful here, because these guys can come to life, these horse-head men. And they do kick ass, especially if there's more than one of them. Although the maces is pretty strong against stone enemies. Now I think this guy's the one who comes to life. Stone Twin Blade. That's actually a rare item drop. See, they combo the hell out of you. That's why I'm scared. So in this case, I'm gonna go Spin Twin. Which is, of course, unfortunate, but yeah, whatever. Now, since we got a summon sign down here, this is Ashen Knight Boyd. We summoned him for the spider fight, the giant spider fight, petrified something. So we should actually go back to Dine and Tillo soon. And this is actually the end of Drangleic Castle. This is the final boss in front of us. So even though the area is pretty large, we can't access all parts of it just yet. Instead, we actually have to just go. There's 2 areas left before the for the final boss area. I like the way he just like does a swerve, like he backhands the shit out of me. And that's not even a sarcasm thing, like that's pretty cool. Look at him just chasing me. You can tell this guy just wants to kick my ass. Oh damn, that hurt. I wish his shield wasn't right there in front of me. Oh, the shield. So he summons an NPC or another player here, depending on whether there's players that are waiting to get summoned. Unfortunately, if he summons another player, I don't know if that is one yet, we can like be pretty much screwed. It looks like it's another NPC. That looks like an AFK player actually, because it's just standing there. Wow. There we go. And rest in peace looking last night. This is the elevator down to the Shrine of Amana. Now the Shrine of Amana is considered the most annoying and the worst area in this game. So what I will do is I'm going to journey to the start of the Shrine of Amana, just the first bonfire. Or no, sorry, to the second bonfire. And then in that episode I'm going to go through the Shrine of Amana and the Undead Crypt. The reason is that Undead Crypt is actually a super short area. And I kind of don't want to have like a 10-minute episode. And we still have like 10 minutes left in this episode. So we can easily do the first bonfire and the second bonfire of the Shrine of Amana. Because the first one is straight up ahead. It's literally like the starter one before any of the enemies. Moon Blossoms in here, I think. Just one, unfortunately. Not very good. We've never used those either. They're handy in boss fights because they allow you to keep... They improve stamina regeneration or something. So obviously if you've really amazing stamina regeneration, you'll just be able to like keep hitting. This is the first bonfire. This is not the bonfire I was on about. So we're just going to go through to the second bonfire, and once we're there, then we can like get the next two places done in one video. Or maybe not. Like the Shrine of Amana is like an area in the game where obviously a lot of people hate it because it's awful, that you can be spending hours. You could spend like a couple of days there. I don't think I will, because as I've said, I've been playing this game a long time. I've got the, you know, if anything I'm playing through it slower than I usually do at least as well, so I can, you know, hopefully not mess up. So we've knocked that item down. That item is just, I don't know what it is, but it's an item, so could be cool. In here, I don't think there's much good, but we'll see. You know, it could be anything. It could be a petrified something. It's not though. And petrified something could be great, like at this point even. It could drop us some Twinkling Titanite or petrified dragon bones or something really interesting. Or it could just drop us some white rings and channeler's tridents. You know, I think what would have been a really interesting playthrough for this game, if I'd have thought of it, is a channeler's trident playthrough, where that's the only weapon I can use. I can power stance them if I want to, or I can have three of them and just like as they get degraded use the third one, but I can only ever use those weapons, and maybe like the exception can be a bow, or some not really strong weapon, but quality of life weapon, so that I don't, you know, have a hard time playing the game. Like, because some areas are just impossible with the trident, I guess. Like the Shrine of Amana, which is a completely ranged-oriented area. Now, these guys are underground water, and they don't attack you until you get super close, or the lady stops singing. So if you can listen now, you can actually hear that the lady is singing. And while she's singing, these guys are neutral. But if you get too close, or she stops singing, they're going to kick ass. Not very powerful, but they do a lot of damage, and I think they cause bleeding. That may not be true. Now this is a problem, because now we've got a bunch of these guys going to chase after us, and we still have the Archdrake still alive. Now they're singing. She's singing again, so they're stunned. Not stunned, but not going to come after us. Once this guy's down, it's a lot easier, because this guy does damage. And he stun locks. Fortunately, we're at higher poise now, so the smaller enemies don't stun lock us. Roll quick. Now we're gonna get this weapon out, and if any of them come in here, we'll be ready. But no, apparently not. So we're just gonna go through the dialogue with her. Honestly, I don't like these characters at all, because they're awful. She's gonna give us a small, smooth and silky stone, so once she does that, then we can, you know, leave, because usually they don't give you either. Oh, there's a curse item. That's what the laughing thing is. I don't know what that is, though. What's the curse item? Because it was kind of over this way. That jar out there seems kind of strange to have a random curse item there. Especially since you don't need to actually stand there to get cursed. So I'm gonna take this out. I think this will probably be... So you should start singing soon. So this guy, even though he was the furthest away, aggroed me first, which is okay. So now I've got this guy. Thankfully I got them one at a time. So now we've just one more left, which is perfectly good. There we go. This part of the area isn't too difficult, but it's still not easy. At least I wouldn't call it easy. I wouldn't call it super difficult either. It's kind of like the area of the game. One of the areas of the game. Because those three guys with the hammers, those are really strong enemies. But if you pull them one at a time and you kill them before they can hit you, then of course you're not going to have much trouble with them. I don't know what this item is, but it could be. I think it's a good item. Twinkling Titanite and 3 smooth and silky stones. So that was a very good. Wait. That's just like a random small guy. He's one of the corrosive ones as well, so instead of getting poisoned, he'll actually destroy your gear. Every time you rest at a bonfire, your gear health is restored, but if it breaks, you need to bring it to a blacksmith. If it goes to 0 durability, you need to bring it to the blacksmith and then heal it. You can't actually just rest at a bonfire to heal it anymore. So that's why you should probably avoid letting your gear break completely. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to go and level up once or twice, and we're going to upgrade our Estus Flask, and then we're pretty much done with this episode, because we've gotten to the place we needed to go. Drangleic Castle is history. Looking Glass Knight Soul, we can consume that, because that gives nothing that we can use. It actually gives a shield, but the thing is, I don't really use the shield. I don't think I've ever used the shield in this playthrough. Outside of the Executioner's Chariot boss and like killing one Falconer, I've never used the shield. I've got like 8 deaths as well. Most of them have been to the environment rather than other enemies or anything. and we've also fought 2 PvP people. We've killed one and lost to the other, so I think we're kind of doing kind of good.
However,
so there's our Estus flask. As you can see, not yet, you can't see, 11, so we've 11 plus size, we've one more slot for an Estus, and then we're done with Estus. Now, what I'm going to do here is upgrade this a few times to 14. That gives us a lot of magic defense and some fire defense, but it actually boosts our fire bonus by quite a lot. And the main thing it does is it gives us a boost in damage to our bow. Our bow scales off magic as well as physical and strength and all that stuff, so it actually is a good all-around thing for our bow. I think I might bring it up to 30 and maybe 20 faith and maybe like 15 attunement, and then we're gonna like the ultimate all-rounder. So guys, thank you very much for watching. This has been Drangleic Castle and a bit into the Shrine of Amana, and this has been episode 11 already, and we're so far through the game. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please like, comment and subscribe, and please come back next time for the next episode where we go into the Shrine of Amana, the Undead Crypt, and fight King Vendrick himself. Thank you for watching.